Hey guys, Charles Walker here. So, in this video we are going to be talking about unkillable characters. Is there really such a thing? And the reason for this is I want to cope with how I'm dead in the inside so I can be unkillable in a fantasy world. No, not really. In all seriousness, I was playing a paladin in a game recently, and I'm still playing that paladin to this day, and Oath of Ancient seemed the coolest to me because I was playing a half-orc paladin, so one dedicated to nature kind of made sense to me because I took the Outlander background, so he was a tribal person. So Ancients really set out for me. And I started thinking about it and realized half-orcs get the absolutely amazing ability where once a day, when they go down, they can drop to 1 hit point instead. One of the best racial features in the game, in my opinion. Half-orcs are just stacked, honestly. It really copes with how ostracized they are. And so I really thought about it, and Ancients get an ability at level 15 where at that level they can also, once per long rest, drop to 1 HP instead of going down to 0. I thought, hey, I could have something here. Because being perfectly honest, I am very attached to this character and I don't want him to die, so I started feverishly thinking, how can I keep this guy alive as long as possible? And this is what I came up with, and I started looking for ways to come up with one of my obscure builds that I really like to do, and unfortunately, I came up with something incredibly better, and it doesn't really fit into the crazy builds I have, where like the last video, it was a character that was like half monk, half a rogue, half a cleric. I think I was half bard, actually. I come up with a lot of obscure builds, I'm sorry. And so for this one, I was kind of disappointed at, but I basically came up with 2 builds for you that could possibly work, and a bunch of other obscure ways to really prevent a character from dying, because I'm sure everyone's had that feeling where they have a character that they really like, and they don't want them to die, but you have a DM to keep sending Terras dragons at you every week, and how do you handle that? This is how you handle that. So, sit back, relax, and let's talk about how to keep from dying in the game, because as in the game, it's inevitable, as our own encroaching death is. So let's keep fighting it, guys. So first, race, obviously, half-orc, and reason for it is their relentless endurance ability, which I talked about earlier, and stacking on top of that is, of course, if you do the Ancients Paladin, that's one route. And I started looking, and there is some class abilities that give you stuff that really helps you avoid death, and I kind of came up with some honorable mentions as well and what could be used, but this is the only really build I thought that would work solidly for what I was working with. And that was take the 15 levels in Paladin, and then take 1 level in Shadow Sorcerer. And the reason for it is Shadow Sorcerers have an ability where it also stacks with all these, that once they go down, they can make a charisma save equal to 5 plus the damage taken and automatically get back up, as long as it's not radiant damage or a critical hit that knocks you down. So since you have 3 options there, honestly, you could just save it for one of the times you're not getting hit by a critical hit or radiant damage and waste it. You could be good, or it's just low damage. So that gives you a little bit more options, and also on top of that, there wasn't really any that stacked well, but I came up with 2 things that also could work well. And these could also fit into other ones, but one's pretty conventional, the other one, you're going to have to talk to your DM about this, because the first is the Parapet of Wound Closure, which is a pretty good item in the game. And what it does is, when you're down on death saves, it automatically stabilizes you. So as long as you are not constantly getting hit, your character's not going to die, so that's pretty handy. And the other one is the one obscure thing, and that's you become a werebore. And reason for it is werebores have an ability where it's basically the half-orc's relentless endurance, but as long as they take less than 14 points of damage, they can get up with 1 HP. So you will have to really convince your DM to have a sorcerer origin, be a werebore, have this magical item, and you are a follower of the Ancients. So you may want to butter up your DM, give him a snack. You should bring your DM a snack anyways, but maybe this will work. And yeah, that's the best I could come up with just for my character. And it doesn't look like I'm going to do that. And the other thing that would finally add to it is there's a great spell called Death Ward, and clerics and paladins get it. And if you're a bard, you can use one of your magical secrets to get this spell. It's an amazing spell, and it's not concentration. I think it lasts for about 8 hours. And once you cast it on someone, they do not go down for when they go to 0. They can drop to 1 HP instead. So that stacks it, gives you another way of holding on, and you can do it on one of your allies as well if you have an ally really crucial to the fight and you don't want to go down. So yeah, it's a 4th level spell and well worth it. It saved my skin so many times. Like, every bard, every cleric, every paladin I play, I take that spell. It's so crucial to anything. And yeah, that helps a lot and definitely worth having. And the other build instantly wipes it away, and it really frustrates me. But you can stack the half-orc, maybe the werebore, and the parapat with it. And there is a monk called the Undying, which is that's a warlock. I keep screwing that up. I'm sorry. I researched a lot for this video, and I'm still disappointed I couldn't find a better one. There is a monk called the Way of Long Death, and basically it's kind of like Shadow Monk in the sense that it is kind of more assassin-y, stealthy monk. It's in Sword Coast Adventure Guide. It's a really neat subclass, and essentially it gives you extra options when doing damage, but level 11 has an absolutely insane ability called Mastery Death, and it's instead of dropping to 0 hit points, you can spend a key point and drop to 1 instead of 0. No action required. So you have 20 freebies of not dying if you're max level, don't multi-class at all, and save all your key points just for this ability. And even stacks more if you do the half-orc and you're the werebore and you get an ally to cast Death Ward on you. That's insane to me that some character can be that hard to kill. And yeah, that's the hardest to kill, so that just blew my mind at how simple it is. But you could mix and match it, like you could do the Shadow Sorcerer if you wanted to, but you couldn't really do the Paladin build, unfortunately, because it takes 15 levels in Paladin to get the Undying Sentinel ability, and the Monk, it's level 11, so it doesn't mix well. But there are some other options that can mix and work. Like the honorable mentions I mentioned, and they all cover different ideas. Like one I had was using the Divination Wizard because they have an ability called Portent where their main thing is at the start of the day you roll 2 dice, and you can use them dice to substitute any roll for the rest of the day. So if you fail a death saving throw, you can instantly swap it in, succeed a death saving throw. That, and just that ability comes in handy so often, you have no idea. It's such an amazing ability. And other than that, there's Take Luck. If your DM will let you do the lucky feat on death saving throws, that's a gray area. You'll have to talk to them about it, because I know a lot of DMs hate Lucky. I'm sorry, I keep mentioning Lucky. I love the feat. I want my characters to live. I'm sorry. Don't hate me for it. And also there is an Unearthed Arcana where there is a Raven Queen Warlock, which is one I really wish made it. I really liked it. I thought it was a cool ability. And essentially you have advantage on death saving throws, so that's another handy ability that could possibly work for you. And other than that, there's not a lot I could really find outside of just making the most tanky character possible. But that's for another video, and other people have already done the meta build of just like do a Hill Dwarf, a Druid, Draconic Origin, Sorcerer, and just get tough feet, keep stacking that health. And yeah, that is about all I had for this video, and thank you guys. I appreciate all the support I've been getting. I am almost at 900, and it's insane. Let's keep it going, guys. We're almost there. And hit 1K on my Instagram lately, and that's also insane to me, so just, yeah, if you want daily D&D memes, come follow me there. It is nearly helping me forget the pain that is the Sonic trailer, which is why I brought out my Sonic shirt to Remember the good old days as a child playing with Sega Genesis and not seeing the monstrosity over there. Remember when people are mad about Sonic Boom? That's just a funny thought to me. And yeah, that's about it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. You got an idea you have for an Unkillable-like character, just to build in general, and think would work well for this, leave it in the comments. I'd like to hear it. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going, guys. I like this. So share this video for your game group, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.